One of the things I've observed in grading student work over the years is that students studying in theological programs sometimes don't do well, not because they don't work hard, but because they've approached their coursework incorrectly. Most theological students are familiar and comfortable with speaking and writing in a church setting. Consequently, they frequently approach writing in graduate and even doctoral courses as though they are just another speaking or writing project for the church. But devotional writing and academic writing are different things. The key difference is the intended audience. Devotional writing is aimed at a lay audience, but academic writing is aimed at the community of scholars, and that difference in audience requires a difference in approach. The approach is everything. Let me explain. Devotional writing is aimed at edifying the reader. You are a believer talking to fellow believers. You're not trying to convince them of anything. Rather, you're trying to reinforce what they already believe. In such a context, you don't need to prove anything. Everybody already agrees with you. Skepticism and a demand for proof are neither required or welcomed. In such a context, anyone who does not already agree is either a skeptic or a heretic. But in academic writing, the goal is not to edify, but to persuade. Consequently, you don't just repeat what everybody already believes and then say, can I get an amen? Rather, you present evidence and arguments in support of your case in an attempt to convince or persuade the reader that the weight of the evidence and the logic of the argument are on your side. It's not that scholars are skeptics or worse, heretics. Indeed, scholars, if they are truly scholars, are always willing to be convinced. But you must convince them. And only evidence and arguments will do that, not passion or sincerity of belief. No, you don't understand. I really believe this. Scholars will neither be moved nor persuaded by your passion. They will only be persuaded by the weight of the evidence and the clarity and quality of your argument. One caution: academic writing is more than just trying to sound scholarly. It is a matter of substance, not style. Sometimes students think that if they just write over their heads, they'll come off scholarly in style, if not actual substance. But let me say two things about it. First, no amount of scholarly style can overcome a lack of substance. It is the substance of your writing that makes it scholarly, not the style. And then, two, if one tries to write scholarly without the substance to back it up, it can actually have the opposite effect and make one's writing sound amateurish and sophomoric. Scholarly writing is measured and understated, letting the weight of the argument and evidence carry the day, rather than using mere florid or hyperbolic language, which tends to just signal the reader that there is really nothing of substance here. But I'm trying to cover that up by using scholarly sounding language. Scholars will see through that every time. Scholars don't run out in front of the evidence, claiming more than they can prove. You can always restate the case more forcefully as the evidence allows. But if you run out in front of the evidence and overstate the case, you can be embarrassed by the evidence. A final word: this is not a dialectic. Academic writing is good and devotional writing is bad. On the contrary, both kinds of writing, edifying and persuading, are tools in the minister's toolbox. Sometimes we need to edify our audience. Sometimes we need to persuade our audience. What is critical is knowing when to do which. Keep this in mind as you approach assignments in your coursework and in your program, and it will help you do well. Till next time, take care. God bless.